Have you ever felt like the odd one out? Like you're surrounded by people, yet somehow you still feel alone? Maybe you've been told you just need to get out more, or you're too sensitive. But deep down, you know it's not that simple. Being around people isn't just tiring, it's draining, and sometimes it's easier to avoid it altogether. If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today, I'm not here to judge you or fix you. I'm here to help you understand yourself. Because the reasons you feel this way aren't flaws, they're clues about who you are and what you need. So stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll see that your struggles with being around people aren't weaknesses. They're part of what makes you extraordinary. Let's start with something you've probably felt, but couldn't explain. Imagine this. You walk into a room, and without anyone saying a word, you already know how everyone is feeling. There's tension between two people. Someone else is masking their sadness. Another is bursting with nervous energy. It's like you have an emotional superpower, a radar that picks up on everything. But here's the thing about superpowers. They come with a cost. Being highly sensitive to energy means you don't just notice emotions, you absorb them. If someone around you is stressed, you feel it. If someone's angry, it's like their anger becomes yours. And when you're surrounded by a group of people, it's like trying to juggle 10 different emotions at once. Psychologists call this empathic sensitivity. It's a trait that makes you incredibly perceptive and compassionate. But if you don't know how to protect yourself, it can feel like you're drowning in other people's emotions. The world needs people like you, people who can sense what others can't. But you can't pour from an empty cup. Learning to shield yourself from emotional overload isn't just important, it's essential. Now let's talk about small talk. The dreaded "how's the weather" or "what's new with you?" Be honest, doesn't it feel like a waste of time? It's not that you're rude or don't care about people, it's just that small talk feels hollow. It's like eating a beautiful cake that's completely flavorless. You crave depth. You want to know what someone's passionate about, what keeps them awake at night, or what they dream about when no one's watching. Those are the conversations that light you up. But here's the hard part. Not everyone is ready for that level of connection. We live in a world where surface-level interactions are the norm, and diving deeper can feel like swimming against the current. So, what do? You withdraw. You avoid situations where you know you'll be stuck in endless loops of meaningless chatter. But here's the thing. Your desire for depth isn't a flaw. It's a filter. It means you value quality over quantity in your relationships, and that's a beautiful thing. Have you ever noticed how, after spending time with people, even people you love, you feel completely drained? It's like your social battery runs out faster than everyone else's. Here's why. You're probably an introvert, or at least someone who recharges through solitude. Socializing takes energy, and for people like you, that energy isn't unlimited. Imagine this. Every conversation, every smile, every interaction is like making a withdrawal from your emotional bank account. And if you don't take the time to replenish it, you're left running on empty. But here's where it gets tricky. Society often glorifies extroversion, the ability to be outgoing, social, and always on. If you're not like that, you might feel like you're failing at life. Let me remind you, needing time alone isn't selfish. It's self-care. In fact, some of the most creative, insightful, and compassionate people in history were just like you. They understood that solitude wasn't isolation, it was their superpower. Sometimes it's not about energy or small talk. Sometimes the reason you avoid people is because of the pain they've caused you. Think back to a time when someone hurt you. Maybe they betrayed your trust, judged you unfairly, or dismissed your feelings. Those experiences don't just disappear, they leave scars, scars that make it hard to open up again. Psychologists call this emotional conditioning. Your brain learns to associate people with pain, so it builds walls to protect you. And while those walls keep the pain out, they also keep connection out. But here's what I want you to know. Not everyone will hurt you. Yes, some people will, but others, they'll surprise you. They'll show you kindness, understanding, and love in ways you didn't think were possible. The key isn't to tear down your walls overnight. It's to build a door, one that you can open for the right people when you're ready. Finally, let's talk about something truly special, your inner world. While others are busy chasing external validation, likes on social media, approval from their peers, you're focused on something deeper. You're exploring your thoughts, your dreams, and your purpose. This inner world is your sanctuary. It's where you go to recharge, reflect, and create. It's where you find peace in a noisy, chaotic world. But here's the challenge. The world doesn't always understand people like you. It might try to label you as shy, reserved, or antisocial. Don't let those labels define you. Your inner world isn't a weakness. It's your strength. It's what makes you thoughtful, creative, and wise beyond your years. And while others are distracted by the noise of the outside world, you're building something truly meaningful within yourself. Because you're not alone, and you never have to face this journey alone again.